Number 10, we have Janet Jackson. Both fighting for that Queen of Pop title in the early 90s appeared to result in the singer's downfall. When asked about the comparison between herself and Madonna, Janet said in an interview, "It's dance music, I'll say that, which is very similar, I think. How do I put this? I think what I do has class to it." Even admitting during a 1994 interview that she doesn't hate Madonna, but she has valid reasons to. Madonna later shared that she didn't know why Janet was bashing her, claiming it mystified her and she's never even met Janet in the past. Madonna fought back a bit more though when she seemed to diss Janet's wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl, saying, "You don't have to show nipples to be interesting, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're cutting edge if you do it." And because of this, I don't really see these two rekindling in the future. Number 9, we have Mark Wahlberg. The feud started back in 1993 during a Hollywood birthday party. It has been reported by Liz Rosenberg, Madonna's representative, that Mark called one of the singer's friends homophobic slur, which resulted in a bit of a fight at the party. But it also seemed to be speculated that it was Madonna who originally started the fight, claiming that Mark was dissing her in the press. MTV News reported that both Mark and Madonna were using sexually explicit insults before taking their fight to the streets. Allegedly, Mark took this opportunity to punch Madonna's production talent scout. Liz said at the time, "Guy will probably press charges. I think Mark broke his nose." When asked about the situation in a 2012 interview, Mark revealed, "Madonna called the effing cops on me, told everybody this story that I was doing stuff I wasn't." Number 8, we have Mariah Carey. This dislike of one another started all the way back in 1996 when Madonna told the press that she would rather die than sing a silly pop song like Mariah Carey. She said at the time, "I was talking to Katie Lane last night and I don't want to get into slagging off other artists, but we were talking about her record versus someone like Mariah Carey. We have to realize that the same country that makes terrible movies #1 buys Mariah Carey's records. It's nothing to do with art." She went on to add, "People need something to look at, something to provoke them into questioning whether they completely hate or love something. Perhaps somebody like Mariah Carey wishes she could make that happen." Mariah was obviously pretty quick to hit back though, saying, "I haven't really paid attention to Madonna since I was in the 7th or 8th grade when she used to be popular. It looks like lately they have both toned down their public disses, but many believe the feud is still ongoing." Number 7, Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth and Madonna allegedly stopped speaking back in 2010 after a few falling outs in the past. This seemed to leave Madonna pretty icy towards someone who was her former friend. Both Madonna and Gwyneth were riding high in the late 1990s thanks to Gwyneth's performance in Shakespeare in Love and Madonna's hit album Ray of Light. But it seems the two, regardless of how much they had in common at the time, didn't end up being friends forever. During an interview with British Vogue, Gwyneth revealed a situation she was having with a friend, saying, "I'm having a situation right now where I'm feeling pretty angry." Rumors began circulating that Madonna wasn't being very nice to Gwyneth's good friend and trainer Tracy Anderson. An insider shared that same year that their relationship had been a bit on the rocks lately, revealing, "I can't tell you exactly why they had a falling out, but Gwyneth can be jealous and competitive." Speculation continued to grow that Gwyneth was holding a bit of a grudge after Madonna fired Tracy, who was their shared trainer. During an interview with The Telegraph not long after, Gwyneth explained that she was happy Madonna wasn't working with the trainer anymore, saying, "Yeah, it's good that Tracy doesn't train Madonna anymore. It was too much. She keeps people waiting and it takes up your whole day." Things really seemed to come to a head between the stars during the 2013 Met Gala, when Madonna allegedly snubbed her former friend. A source close to the two that night told the press, "Madonna chatted with Beyonce for most of the evening and didn't even glance at Gwyneth. Everybody talked about it." Not long after, it looked as though Gwyneth hit back during an interview. When asked who between them had the best abs, she said at the time, "Why rub it in? Let's face it. I'll Polaroid my abs and text them to her." Regardless of what the true reason was for their break in friendship, there seems to be a pretty mutual disdain for each other ever since. Number 6, Elton John. It's been rumored that this feud really began back in 2002 when Sir Elton John called Madonna's song Die Another Day the worst Bond tune ever. Truly such a bold remark to make to the press that it's clear he didn't care who knew it, not even Madonna herself. It didn't stop there though and only escalated in 2004 at the Q Awards. Elton won the Classic Songwriter Award and Madonna was nominated for the Best Live Act. After accepting his award, Elton went on stage to share his true feelings about Madonna and her nomination. He said, "Madonna, Best Live Act, F off. Since when has lip syncing ever been live? Sorry about that, and I think everyone who lip syncs on stage in public when you pay 75 quid to see them should be shot. Thank you very much." He ended it by adding, "That's me off her Christmas card list, but do I give a toss? No." Madonna's publicist stepped in after this pretty aggressive public diss and said Madonna does not lip sync, nor does she spend her time trashing other artists. Elton remains on her Christmas list, whether he's naughty or nice. Elton has since recalled his infamous speech and shared that he believes his comments were a little unfair, adding, "She's been in my house for dinner, it was something I said in the heat of the moment and probably should not have. But as much as they would like fans to believe it's civil between the two, it seems that is anything but the case." Reportedly, Madonna turned down an invite to perform at Elton's bachelor party, and an insider claimed that they heard the singer telling his guest, Madonna the miserable cow wouldn't do it. By 2012, Elton's husband even joined in on the Madonna hate. After she took home the Golden Globe for Best Original Song and beating out Elton, David Furnish said, "Madonna winning Best Original Song truly shows how these awards have nothing to do with merit. Her acceptance speech was embarrassing in its narcissism. It really looks like Elton will forever hate Madonna, and I can't imagine she feels much differently towards him, especially when a clip aired of the singer saying Madonna looks like an effing fairground stripper." Number 5. Pink. Madonna, once Pink's childhood hero, until some tension brewed between the two. During an appearance on the Howard Stern show, Pink was asked what it was like to be friends with the big Hollywood names like Madonna. She quickly answered by saying, "No, Madonna doesn't like me. Some people just don't like me." When asked to go into more detail, she shared, "She tried to kind of play me on Regis and Kelly, and I'm not the one, so it didn't work out." Pink also discussed in another interview how Madonna originally wanted her to be part of the iconic three-way kiss at the 2003 VMAs with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. She said, "I think Madonna wanted to kiss all of us. I was in Costa Rica at the time, Gwen Stefani was also invited. It was a bunch of us. It was going to be a party. It would have been a really weird party." Number 4, we have Cher. Cher is one star who never made her dislike for Madonna much of a secret, even labeling the singer as rude and spoiled back in the day. During an interview in 1991 with Sir Terry Wogan, Terry asked Cher, "Do you like jogging like Madonna to keep fit?" Cher responded by jokingly saying, "Do you mean like my best friend Madonna?" Terry said, "I thought that was a subtle way to drag her in, you understand." Cher didn't hold back and responded with, "How about dragging her in by her hair?" The 90s weren't a time for friendship between the two, clearly. And Cher said in another interview, "I remember having her over to my house a couple times because Sean Penn and I were friends, and she was just so rude to everybody," as well as brutally adding, "She's unbelievably creative because she's not unbelievably talented. She's not beautiful, but she's rude." And if you thought, well, that's the 90s and things changed, clearly they didn't for Cher, who still made it clear she's not a Madonna fan. Cher brought back the feud during an interview on the Ellen DeGeneres Show in 2018. Ellen asked the singer to quickly name 3 singers who she would like to collaborate with, which Cher responded by saying, "Adele, Pink, and not Madonna." Ellen reminded her of the question, and Cher responded by saying, "Well, I took a little license." Many have wondered where this long feud really stemmed from and why it's lasted up until now. Cher previously explained the disdain for her fellow celebrity in the 90s. She revealed, "There are lots of things that I respect about her. I think that she knows how to work the business like nobody I've ever seen before. There's something about her that I just don't like. She's mean, and I don't like that." Number 3, Lady Gaga. A pairing that many consider to be a match made in friendship heaven clearly wasn't meant to be. When Lady Gaga first hit the scene, Madonna and her seemed to be close, posing together during a 2009 Marc Jacobs fashion show. The love seemed to quickly disappear after Gaga was accused of copying Madonna's song Express Yourself in her 2011 song Born This Way. This little fight seemed to not last long though, and were seen spotted together at the Met Gala, which many fans think was an attempt at showing that there was no bad blood. This makeup didn't last long though, when the Beats One radio DJ implied that Gaga and Madonna had very similar backgrounds. Gaga responded to this by saying, "Madonna and I are very different, and I wouldn't make that comparison at all. I play a lot of instruments, I write all my own music, and I spend hours a day at the studio. I'm a producer and I'm a writer. What I do is different." She added by saying, "I'm not just rehearsing over and over again to put on a show." Things seemed relatively calm between the singers until 2018, when Madonna accused Gaga of stealing a famous quote of hers. These accusations began when a video compilation circulated online which shows Gaga repeatedly using a quote during her press tour. The quote is, "There can be 100 people in a room and 99 of them don't believe in you, but it just takes that one to change your whole life." This is a pretty similar quote that Madonna would say in the 80s, which is, "If there there are 100 people in a room and 99 say they liked it, I only remember the one that didn't. After posting this clip of her interview where she says this to her Instagram, she followed it by a selfie with the caption, "Don't F with me." By 2019, it looked like they'd finally let the past go, but we can hope this isn't just the calm before the storm. Number 2, Courtney Love. Let's get into that very awkward 1995 VMAs chat. The whole situation begins with Madonna being interviewed, but is then shocked to see a makeup compact headed her way. When asking where it came from, Courtney Love shouts, "Hi." The interviewer asked Madonna, should we let her come up? To which Madonna responds by saying, "No, don't please." Courtney continues to throw makeup up at the interview stage, and Madonna says Courtney Love's in dire need of attention right now. Courtney says back, "She's been so mean to me." This situation only seems to get more awkward until Madonna is eventually escorted away with her PR team. Though it looks like Courtney completely hijacked the interview, it looks like more recently they aren't enemies, but definitely not BFFs either. And at number 1 we have 50 Cent. A feud that not many saw coming is that between Madonna and 50 Cent. In 2021, Madonna posted some pretty revealing shots in underwear and fishnet stockings. 50 Cent saw the post and commented on them, saying some pretty harsh things. He wrote, "Yo, this is so funny. That's Madonna under the bed trying to act like a virgin at 63. She shot out." He even went on to add fuel to the fire by reposting the shot comparing Madonna to the Wicked Witch of the East, photoshopping her legs to appear to be stuck under a house. Madonna is not one to lay down and take criticism though. She took to her Instagram story and shared a photo of herself and 50 Cent from back in 2003. She captioned the photo by saying, "Here is 50 Cent pretending to be my friend. Now you have decided to talk smack about me. I guess your new career is getting attention by trying to humiliate others on social media. The least elevated choice you could make as an artist and adult. You're just jealous you won't look as good as me or have as much fun when you're my age." 50 Cent clearly didn't care about her social media call out though, and in 2021 he branded the singer as a grandma and made fun of her lip syncing video that she posted on her TikTok. Can't imagine these two will ever work out their differences now.
Number 10, making Jimmy Fallon uncomfortable. Let's talk about Madonna's truly awkward appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon in 2021. She was promoting her new album Madam X, but before she even came on the stage, Jimmy won the audience. He said, "Madonna's been on the show so many times, and she never does anything that we plan. And if you've seen the interview, you know that is the truth." Because this almost seemed like a premonition. The singer comes on and makes a big speech about how she's supposed to disturb the peace. She then throws herself onto Jimmy's desk without any warning. The host then yells, "No, no, no, stop it, I don't know what to do." He then genuinely looks stressed. At one point he takes off his jacket and seems to look around for help. Madonna responded saying that no one was going to see anything, then she immediately flashes her butt. Fans took to Twitter to voice their opinions on this mess of an interview. One said, "Was not impressed. She sure is her own thing for sure. Seems so fake." And another one said, "That Madonna interview on Jimmy Fallon was next level cringe. This was truly an off the rails interview that left fans disturbed and worried for who Madonna was becoming." Number 9, the Grammys appearance. Did you see Madonna at this year's Grammys? And did you recognize her? Many fans expressed how her new face is confusing. With her puffy lips and extremely smooth skin, speculations have been emerging about whether or not she has gone under the knife. One fan commented, "I really wish Madonna never touched her face. There was really no reason. She was going to age beautifully. She always was beautiful." Someone even compared her to Jigsaw, which was downright horrible. Back in 2012, when she was asked about getting plastic surgery, she said, "I'm certainly not against plastic surgery. However, I am absolutely against having to discuss it." But even though she's never admitted to having work done, most industry experts believe she's gotten numerous cosmetic surgery procedures, with one even saying that this is a case of injections gone bad. Amidst the speculation, Madonna clapped back at the haters and said, "Instead of focusing on what I said in my speech, many chose to only talk about close-up photos of me taken with a long lens by a photographer that would distort anyone's face." She then blamed the reaction on ageism and misogyny. Number 8, the V Magazine photo shoot. Back in 2021, the singer did something that made fans shocked, confused, and just generally pretty angry. Madonna was called insensitive after she did a controversial photo shoot for V Magazine. The 64-year-old entertainer covered their November-December issue, where she was interviewed by playwright Jeremy O. Harris about the purpose of artists and the negative effects of cancel culture. But when the photos came out, it was a disaster. In them, Madonna wears her hair in the iconic Marilyn Monroe ringlets, while she's laying down nude next to a bottle of medication and a telephone. But that wasn't the only thing that upset people. She was actually posing in the exact same position that Marilyn Monroe was found at the time of her death. This sparked outrage from fans everywhere. One of the biggest points of criticism was that Madonna was glamorizing the horror that Marilyn went through. Other people people said that it felt like she was desperately seeking attention and did not consider the implications of posing in that kind of shoot. Some fans came to her rescue and said that she was just paying homage to Marilyn's last photo shoot, but most people can admit that it just didn't look good. Despite receiving a huge amount of backlash, the singer continued to promote the photos. Number 7. Disturbing TikToks. Have any of Madonna's slightly strange TikToks come up on your For You page? If you were a fan of the star a couple of years ago, you won't even recognize her in these videos. Many of her followers have been wondering if she's okay, and commenting things like, "You were my idol growing up. I used to love your music and creativity. Please stop with these weird reels. It's getting dark and concerning now." In the videos, she often wears provocative outfits and lip syncs along to aggressive lyrics, which sparked a lot of opinions in her comment section. But it's not just that. Madonna tends to come very close to the camera and moves in a suggestive way, which leaves fans very uncomfortable. Many viewers have said that they find it scary and unsettling. The singer has yet to address the comments, but instead she moved on to Instagram, where she has had a bit of drama in the past. She posted a photo of her exposed breast, which was quickly taken down for violating guidelines. She then bashed Instagram for a double standard. All of this has left people confused about her outlandish antics on social media. Now we have to ask the question, should we be worried, or is it just Madonna being Madonna? Number 6. The Like a Virgin performance. Back in 1984, Madonna performed the iconic song Like a Virgin during the MTV Video Music Awards. The performance was set to look like a wedding, with the singer emerging on top of a huge 3-tiered wedding cake in huge stilettos. When one of her heels gets loose, she kicks both of them off. The issue was that when she made it to the stage floor, she had to smoothly recover her shoes. When she did this, unfortunately her gown got hiked up and it exposed her undergarments to the cameras and to the 5,800 person audience. Today, this whole event would have definitely made the news, but it wouldn't have been judged as harshly as it was then. Many veterans of the music industry began speculating that Madonna's career has come and gone due to this performance. Apparently, her manager at the time, Freddie DeMann, was furious. Quote, "He was white with anger. He was so upset. He said, 'That's it, you've ruined your career.' I didn't even know my butt was showing. I couldn't compute everything that had happened. And since I didn't really have a career yet, I didn't feel that I had lost anything." This performance didn't end her career though, of course, but it did seem to spark something in Madonna. After this, she truly started to see just how many boundaries that she could break. Number 5. Madonna and Michael Jackson. The singer had always loved Michael Jackson from an early age, and at one point she said, "I was madly in love with him, totally smitten. He was mind-bogglingly talented." The two of them were briefly an item in the early 90s, after they began working on a project together and meeting up regularly. The entertainment industry is quick to assume relationships between the world's biggest stars when they're seen together, but Madonna actually confirmed that the two of them were an item in a 1991 interview. She revealed that she asked him if he would like to be her date to the Oscars and he accepted. She followed that up by saying, "And yes, he took me home. You want to know what happened after that? I'm not going to tell you." During a 2016 interview with James Corden on his Carpool Karaoke, Madonna again admitted that she did have a fling with Michael, but she said that he was shy when they first kissed, and she had to loosen him up with a glass of Chardonnay. But after their situationship ended, Michael had very few nice words to say about her. In fact, he apparently even said that she is not a nice person. Number 4. The photography book. Just over 30 years ago, Madonna came out with a photography book that was very scandalous for the time. The collection is filled with very explicit photos of her, and one was even a photo of her nude hitchhiking in Miami. When talking about the book, Madonna said, "We live in a very repressed society. The point I tried to make is, why should we feel ashamed of our sexuality?" Vanilla Ice, her then husband, would go on to disagree with that statement. The release of the book ultimately led to the breakup of the couple, with Vanilla Ice saying that he was hurt to be an unwitting part of the package. The singer faced immense backlash after its release, and even the Vatican urged people to boycott it. They called the book immorally intolerable. Many other bookstores would keep it behind the counter, only selling it to those people that are over 18. HMV Music Store even went on to set up a booth and allow people to browse the book for $1 a minute. To this day, it remains one of the biggest pop culture statements of Madonna's career, regardless if people are happy about it or not. Number 3. The Like a Prayer music video. Madonna's video caused an uproar when it was first released. It opens with her witnessing a crime involving a young female victim. Throughout the video, she is seen singing in front of burning crosses, and as you can probably tell, when Entertainment Tonight first saw the video, they knew knew that they were going to have to make some major edits. Unfortunately for Madonna, the video arrived at the studio much too late to make any major changes, so it was then set to run at the end credits. ET says, "We stayed away from the burning crosses and some of the other aspects that were going to create controversy. We played it safe that day." But the full video still made its way to MTV, which for anyone who had already seen it, they knew it was going to be a big story. Religious groups called for a boycott of the music video, with even Pope John Paul II speaking out against it. An Italian Roman Catholic historian said, "The video is blasphemy and an insult because it shows immorals inside a church." Even Pepsi had to drop it completely. With all the protests and complaints going on, they decided to cancel their deal with Madonna entirely. On the anniversary of the release of the song, the singer took to Instagram and wrote, "Happy birthday to me and controversy." Number 2, banned from MTV. Back at the height of her career, Madonna came out with another music video that really pushed the envelope. Her song Justify My Love is a slower song that is far different from any of her other works as a pop artist, but the music video was just too hot to handle for MTV at the time. When Madonna was working on her video for the song, she said that she wanted to take it to the next level in provocativeness. The director of the video said, "I didn't have any concept at all, except the idea that she was arriving in a hotel tired, broken, and when she was going to leave the hotel, she was full of life, she was full of energy, full of everything." In the end, the video features Madonna and her then boyfriend, as well as many other men and women in varying amounts of clothes. Without going into too much detail, it does get a bit graphic. This appeared to be just far too much for the producers over at MTV, who ended up banning the video, to which the singer responded by saying, "Why is it that people are willing to go and watch a movie about someone getting blown to bits for no reason at all, and nobody wants to see two girls kissing and two men snuggling?" And coming in at number 1, the rant on David Letterman. Back in the 90s, it seemed like things were a lot more unscripted than they are now. Maybe that's for the worse, but in some cases it can definitely be for the better. In 1994, Madonna made an appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, where she ended up making history yet again. It was known as one of the most uncomfortable interviews the host has ever conducted. The pop star came out ready to shock the world, cigar in hand and filter completely gone. Now, David Letterman isn't easily fazed, but in 1994, Madonna managed to make him just the slightest bit uncomfortable. A minute into her appearance on The Late Show, and the host began teasing her about her sex life, saying, quote, "Kiss a guy in the audience," and she responded by calling him sick, before launching into a 20-minute long rant that was hardly PG. In fact, she said the F word a total of 14 times, and yes, there was even a moment when she told Letterman to smell her underwear. It wasn't until 1996 that she revealed why she behaved like that. Quote, "The way he introduced me was derogatory, so my whole thing was, okay, if that's how you want to play it, you cannot beat me at this game." Well, it's safe to say that she certainly did.
Starting off this countdown, we have Drake and Madonna. Back in 2015, Madonna performed at Coachella, and at the end, Drake came on stage with her. What fans didn't expect was to see Madonna make out with Drake in front of everyone. It was not planned, and after the kiss was done, Drake had a look of clear disgust on his face. Now, after receiving backlash, he claimed that it had to do with her lip gloss and that he didn't like the taste of it or something like that. Or so he says. Either way, people were shocked by Madonna, especially since Drake didn't consent to it beforehand. In our 9th spot, we have the fake British accent. Does anyone else remember when Madonna went through that phase of speaking with a British accent? Apparently, Madonna met British film director Guy Ritchie in 1998. In 2000, they had a son together, and by December of that year, they were married. And people realized that she started to take on a British accent. But when they divorced, she dropped the accent. Classic example of Madonna being Madonna. In our 8th spot today, we have Justify My Love. Back in 1990, Madonna released her music video for Justify My Love, and it took everyone by surprise. It pushed a number of boundaries. The music video featured a pretty intense bisexual orgy. It is just packed full of sexually explicit content, which, given the time, was something no artist had really done before, especially showcasing same-sex relationships. In fact, it was so much that MTV banned the music video. Looking back at it now, it's pretty tame to some other music videos out there, but back in the 90s, Madonna was certainly pushing boundaries. In our 7th spot today, we have TikTok. By now, I'm sure you have seen or heard of the creepy TikTok that Madonna posted the other day. It was posted right before the 2022 Grammy Awards, and no one knows knows what is going on. In the TikTok, Madonna has a pouty look on her face and she just slowly comes towards the camera and gives it a kiss. Now people are creeped out by it because 1. Madonna no longer looks like herself. 2. Her eyes look very creepy, like you can't see her pupil. I believe that there is a filter on, so that's why it looks like her eyes are just pure gray. And 3. The way she slowly leans into the camera is creepy. Now the comments left on the video are ruthless. Everyone is ripping Madonna apart, saying things like they're never getting plastic surgery thanks to her, and that the video literally scared them, and that it wasn't consensual. Moving on, number 6, we have her boyfriend. Now a lot of people on Instagram are shaming Madonna, saying she's trying too hard to not act, look, or dress her age. She is currently 63, and on Instagram her photos make her look like she's in her 30s. But fans are concerned, telling Madonna just to accept her age and appearance and to stop getting work done on her face. Another thing they critiqued was her new boyfriend, who is 27 years old. There is a 36 age gap between them, and people are very unsettled by this. The pair met back in 2015 when he started dancing for Madonna. He was hired as a dancer for her Rebel Hearts tour, and apparently they got really close then. Then later the two were spotted out together and Madonna was caught twerking on his lap, so people were like, okay, we see you Madonna, and thought they were dating. Then it was finally confirmed when the two were spotted by the paparazzi being all cozy on a hotel balcony together in Miami. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Sean Penn. The history between Sean Penn and Madonna is very intense and interesting. The two were married from 1985 to 1989, but then rumors began to spread about Sean being abusive towards Madonna. In December of 1988, Penn allegedly tied Madonna to a chair and held her hostage for 9 hours where he hit her. When he untied her to let her use the bathroom, she fled to the police station. Sean Penn was charged, but Madonna withdrew her complaint a week later and has rarely commented on it since. This unsettled a lot of fans. They were concerned for Madonna and her safety. Coming in at number 4, we have Like a Virgin. Now, this is a highly controversial song for a number of reasons. First off, Madonna was singing about premarital sex in the 1980s. Second, she was a woman singing about a sexual encounter. And 3, when performing the song, she got really into it. She would often get down on the ground and grind on the stage. In fact, when she went to perform in Toronto during the Blonde Ambition tour, the Toronto police told Madonna not to pleasure herself on stage, as that's what she was doing at other performances, and it made headlines. But of course, Madonna, being Madonna, was like, F no, nobody tells me what to do. She did it anyways. Moving on to number 3, we have the Puerto Rican flag. In 1993, Madonna was performing in Puerto Rico when she took things a little too far. During the performance, she took a Puerto Rican flag and wiped her crotch all over it. The people of Puerto Rico were horrified. In fact, the island's government got involved. She was actually charged for desecrating the flag, and they even passed a resolution to condemn her. In our second spot, we have the crucifixion of Madonna. Madonna loves to push boundaries and break down walls. Here's a good example. In 2006, Madonna appeared on stage dangling from a 20-foot high crucifix wearing a crown of thorns. And as you can imagine, a number of religious individuals had a lot to say about this. A lot of people were left offended. Many people called it blasphemy, and countries were keeping a close eye on her upcoming performances. Germany was one to do this. The following weekend, Madonna was going to perform there, and they said they were going to make sure she behaved, because they had laws that prevent insulting religious beliefs. And in our number 1 spot today, we have Truth or Dare. Now, this is one side of Madonna I have never seen before, and one side of Madonna I didn't need to see. While you're on tour, you gotta find ways to pass time, right? For Madonna, she decided to play Truth or Dare. The behind-the-scenes documentary of the 1990 Blonde Ambition tour showed a side of Madonna that shocked many. In a clip, we see Madonna at a table with some friends. Madonna was then dared to use a glass bottle and had to show everyone how she would give head to it. And she did not hesitate. She picked up the bottle and just went at it, shoving it down her throat, deep it and licking it. She showed it who's boss, and I did not need to see that.
Madonna has responded to people who criticized her new look at the 2023 Grammy Awards. She introduced Sam Smith and Kim Petras at the ceremony, and she gave an empowering speech about controversy, but viewers could only focus on her face, and many people have said that plastic surgery has made her look totally unrecognizable. Now the 64-year-old has hit back at fans in an Instagram post, saying that the criticism of her appearance is rooted in ageism and misogyny. Madonna wrote, "Instead of focusing on what I said in my speech, which was about giving thanks for the fearlessness of artists like Sam and Kim, many people chose to only talk about close-up photos of me taken with a long lens camera by a press photographer that would distort anyone's face." She went on to say, "Once again, I am caught in the glare of ageism and misogyny that permeates the world we live in, a world that refuses to celebrate women past the age of 45 and feels the need to punish her if she continues to be strong-willed, hardworking, and adventurous. I have never apologized for any creative choices I have made, nor the way that I look or dress, and I'm not going to start now." That was definitely a message to the haters. Madonna explained that she's been degraded by the media since the beginning of her career, but said that she's happy to do the trailblazing, so all the women behind her can have an easier time in the years to come. She ended the post by saying that she will continue to push boundaries and stand up to the patriarchy, which is something that she has strived for over the course of her career. But what was it about her appearance at the Grammys that caused such a fuss? When Madonna took to the stage, she addressed the remarks that the media have made about her and said, "Here's what I've learned after 4 decades in music. If they call you shocking, scandalous, troublesome, problematic, provocative, or dangerous, you're definitely onto something." The pause in her speech seemed like she was leading into something, but apparently it was supposed to be a joke. And when no one reacted, she said, "That's where you make noise," which prompted an applause. Madonna was clearly scolding the audience, and it was hilarious. But what stood out more than her words seemed to be her new face, and it sparked a sea of reactions on Twitter. Some people genuinely couldn't recognize her as she stood in front of the audience with noticeably bigger lips, braids, a tight black suit, and fishnet gloves. Someone tweeted a video of Adele with the caption, "Me attempting to ignore the fact that Madonna has a whole new face." Another user wrote, "What the hell happened to Madonna's face?" And sadly, the trolling didn't end there. British TV presenter Piers Morgan took to social media to share his thoughts on her appearance. He posted a close-up photo of Madonna's face with the caption, "I thought Halloween was in October." While he might have posted that as an attempt to be funny, even his audience seemed to think that he went way too far. Some people called his comment unnecessary, and others said it was straight up bullying. In fact, Piers really seemed to enjoy ripping into Madonna's appearance. His main criticism is that she doesn't dress her age, and she tries to be too provocative. He went on Talk TV with Jeremy Kyle and said, "I think she's become the most grotesque train wreck embarrassment in the history of world entertainment." He also accused her of trying to be a sex kitten when she's in her 60s. So it's no surprise that his comments were branded as misogynistic and ageist. The crazy thing is that Piers Morgan and Madonna are only 7 years apart in age, but for some reason he still feels the need to bash her for getting older. But he's not the only one. Many fans have wondered whether or not she's gone overboard in tweaking her appearance, all in an attempt to stay young. This can be seen in some of her social media posts, which seem to be overly photoshopped. Friends of the singer have since confirmed that she does hire people to remove any signs of a wrinkle on her social media photos. One of them spoke to the New York Post and said, "She works hard on staying super young looking because she likes to feel younger. She hangs around with younger people because she finds people her age stuffy and boring. This might also be the reason why she prefers her boyfriends to be on the younger side. In fact, some of them have literally been half her age, and that really makes people uncomfortable." Last year, Madonna ended her 3-year relationship with 28-year-old dancer Alamalik Williams. She was then rumored to be dating an even younger model named Andrew Darnell, who was only 23 years old. The two of them had an age gap of 41 years, and he was even younger than her eldest daughter Lourdes. At this point, it's clear that her taste in men is anyone under the age of 30. So yes, the extreme backlash Madonna's been getting for her appearance is wrong, and it definitely has a lot to do with ageism. But when it comes to her seriously questionable dating preferences, the criticism is valid. It looks like the Madonna biopic has officially been cancelled. That's right, the project is no longer in development at Universal Pictures. Speculation over the fate of the movie began instantly after Madonna announced a career-spanning world tour last week, which sold out shows in New York, London, and Paris in just minutes. Madonna has said that her sole focus now is going to be on the tour, but she does remain committed to making a film about her life one day. The biopic was first announced in 2020, and development on the film lingered on throughout the end of 2022. Madonna was going to be directing it, and the script she wrote was set to encompass very large periods of her creative and personal life. Last June, the news came out that Emmy and Golden Globe winner Julia Garner had won the role of Madonna, but that wasn't exactly easy. easy. In fact, it followed a grueling weeks-long competition among a group of other young actors like Florence Pugh, Alexa Demi, Odessa Young, and Bebe Rexha, who all attended singing and dancing boot camp with hopes of winning the role. The film was also set to star Uncut Gems actress Julia Fox, who was reportedly in talks to play Madonna's longtime friend Debbie Mazar. It's incredibly heartbreaking that this project has been scrapped, considering that Madonna announced back in October of 2021 that she was almost done writing the script. She made a post on Instagram saying, "Grateful for the success of Madam X, that my script is almost finished, and for the support of my beautiful children." A few weeks before that, it was announced that she would be co-writing the script with Oscar-winning Juno writer Diablo Cody. Back in September of 2020, when the biopic was first confirmed, Donna said in a statement, "I want to convey this incredible journey that life has taken me on as an artist, a musician, a dancer, a human being, trying to make her way in this world. The focus of the film will always be music. Music has kept me going and art has kept me alive. There are so many untold and inspiring stories, and who better to tell it than me? It's essential to share the roller coaster ride of my life with my voice and vision." The project was going to chronicle Madonna's career, which spans almost 4 decades and has gone far beyond music, but also into things like art, movies, fashion, and charity. The singer burst onto the 1980s music scene and established herself as the queen of pop with best-selling albums like a Virgin, True Blue, and Like a Prayer. She eventually segued into a career in Hollywood, including directing and starring in a few feature films. On top of what we do know about her career, the biopic would have also given us an insight into some of the more hidden parts of her early life, like Madonna's rocky relationship with Sean Penn. The two of them first met on the set of Material Girl in 1985. Their platonic relationship quickly blossomed into a romantic one, and by August of 1985, they tied the knot on Madonna's 27th birthday. But things quickly started to get rocky, allegedly because of Sean's unpredictable outbursts and temper. The actor was said to have a major jealous streak and would fly into fits of rage whenever he saw what looked like other men getting close to Madonna. Eventually, she decided that she'd completely had enough, and she filed for divorce in December of 1987, then again in 1989. It has been rumored that she suffered many years of verbal and physical violence from Sean, and that was the main reason for their divorce. Fans have also been dying to know about Madonna's secret relationship with Tupac Shakur. The two of the biggest names in the music industry had a brief romance going on in the 90s, but as far as we know, the societal constraints of the time made it nearly impossible for them to break through the noise and explore their love for each other. The pop star has been famously tight-lipped about their romance, but she only confirmed it in March of 2015. She said that they had been an item shortly before Tupac's death, but in July of 2017, a letter that he wrote to Madonna while he was at the Clinton Correctional Facility was put on auction and sold for more than $170,000. The letter dated back to 1995, and it delves into the factors behind their breakup and Tupac's innermost feelings about her. The whole thing read like a Romeo and Juliet story, where the star-crossed lovers have been torn apart due to political tensions, and not as a result of their own decisions. It's a real shame that the biopic has been cancelled, at least for the time being. Hopefully it does get picked up again in a few years and it'll make it to the big screen. Why did Cardi B just slam Madonna on Twitter, and what started the feud? On Saturday, Madonna took to Instagram saying that she helped pave the way for other female artists expressing their sexuality. She wrote, "30 years ago, I published a book called SEX. In addition to photos of me naked, there were photos of men kissing men, women kissing women, and me kissing everyone. Now Cardi B can sing about her WAP, Kim Kardashian can grace the cover of any magazine with her naked ass, and Miley can come in like a wrecking ball." The last line of the message said, "You're welcome, B-words," followed by a clown emoji. It was pretty obvious that Cardi felt disrespected by her comments, because on Sunday morning, she clapped back on Twitter saying, "I literally paid this woman homage so many times because I grew up listening to her. She can make her point without putting clown emojis and getting slick out of the mouth. These icons really become disappointments once you make it in the industry. That's why I keep to myself." Cardi also posted a screenshot of a 2018 article where she praised Madonna. But some Twitter users claim that Cardi failed to understand her point, because she was really saying that she paved the way for sexual songs to become mainstream, and she wasn't actually trying to insult her. Someone tweeted, "Cardi is up early in the morning beefing with Madonna. Like, does she ever get tired of playing the victim? Madonna mentioned several women by name and she was the only one throwing a fit. Also, let's not use the race card when you disrespect black women on a regular basis and benefit from cosplay." When people started coming for Cardi, she tweeted, "I know exactly what she said and I understand, but it's about the tone. Calling me a B-word and putting clown emojis." In another post she wrote, "Exactly, say what you want to say but don't insult me. Nobody's gonna little girl me, especially a white woman." Quite a few people did seem to take Cardi's side too, with one tweet saying, saying black women and queer folks influenced Madonna, not the other way around. Another tweet read, "I hate when we complain about Cardi standing up for herself. Why did Madonna call them the B word and use the clown emoji? That was so rude for no reason." So it's safe to say that the internet was pretty divided on who was in the right. Shortly after, Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked tweeted that he was on the phone with Madonna and Cardi and that he was listening to both women share their perspective on the communication going on, and it has broadened their love for each other. The two musicians seemingly have patched things up, and they updated fans on Twitter after the phone call. Cardi wrote, "I talked to Madonna, it was beautiful. Have a great day and drive safely." She also appeared on Hollywood Unlocked to say, "My feelings were a little hurt because to me, Madonna is not a regular artist. She's actually somebody that I really look up to." Madonna on her part then tweeted, "I love you, Cardi B, always have and always will." But this latest beef is a far cry from how Cardi felt about Madonna when she first met her. In 2018, she gushed after bumping into her idol at an Oscars after party, where she posed for pictures alongside the singer and Kim Kardashian. She captioned the photo with, "I met my real life idol Madonna. I can't even believe I performed at her event, and it was the most meaningful performance ever. I grew up with my mom listening to Madonna for hours. I performed Material Girl freshman year in high school, listened to her on all my photo shoots to have super confidence, and always mentioned her in my interviews. The best part about it is that she was everything I thought she would be. I'm so happy." Their brief Twitter feud did bring about an interesting question though. A lot of people felt that Madonna's contributions to feminism and the music industry are simply over-exaggerated. The main argument was that a lot of her inspiration came from BIPOC and queer communities, which she decided to pass off as her own. But others would say that that's a bit of a reach considering that Madonna has always been queer herself. In fact, just recently she posted a TikTok which left her younger fans asking, "Wait, did Madonna just come out as gay?" In the clip, she attempts to throw a pair of hot pink underwear directly into a trash can with the caption, "If I miss, I'm gay." And of course, she misses the shot and shrugs before walking away. The video exploded online with over 24.6 million views on TikTok, not to mention all the times that it has been shared on other social platforms. But it's no secret that Madonna has always advocated for the LGBTQ+ community and has been very active in destigmatizing HIV and the legalization of gay marriage over the years. She's also said, "I wouldn't have a career if it weren't for the gay community." So to simply label Madonna as a culture vulture would minimize her huge contributions to music, art, and social justice. But it's still a debate worth having.
Yesterday we covered a story on fans of Madonna being unsettled by her latest TikTok, and now today a plastic surgeon has reacted to the video. I know a lot of people thought that she was using a filter on her face, but this expert seems to think otherwise. But stick around to find out what this plastic surgeon had to say about Madonna's face. To refresh your memory, in the less than 15-second clip, Madonna could be seen wearing a sheer top with no bra, some chains, and braids as she puckered her lips and leaned towards the camera. A little uncomfortably close, if you ask me. The clip so far has been viewed over 14 million times and currently has over 54,000 comments that all echo the same concerns. One user writes, "This is completely unsettling," with another adding, "Sometimes it's just best to just age." And a lot of people were mostly concerned with how extremely puffy her lips and how swollen her cheekbones were. Madonna first rose to fame in the early 1980s after releasing her first self-titled album featuring hit tracks like Lucky Star, Borderline, and Holiday. As of 2022, the singer has an impressive 14 studio albums, as well as 28 Grammy Award nominations and 7 wins. Although throughout her nearly 4 decades of being in the entertainment industry, Madonna has constantly had to fight off rumors of plastic surgery. She has been accused of going under the knife many times, but has never actually publicly confirmed that she has indeed received plastic surgery. In late 2018, many fans started to speculate that she had received butt implants after her surprise performance at the Stonewall Inn in New York City on New Year's Eve. After a video of her performing went viral, she took to Instagram and shared a powerful message. In the caption, she wrote, "Desperately seeking no one's approval and entitled to free agency over my body like everyone else." On top of that though, most of her Instagram page is filled with people asking her to stop photoshopping her pics and or to stop getting plastic surgery. And as I mentioned earlier, she recently started to raise some eyebrows after posting that bizarre TikTok video where her face appeared to be drastically different. Loyal Madonna followers then flooded the comment sections with their concerns. One user writes, "I've loved Madonna since I was little, huge fan, love her, but this is a hard pass. What has she done to herself?" Now a New York-based plastic surgeon named Dr. Steve Fallick has recently reacted to the TikTok and exclusively told OK Magazine what he believes happened to Madonna's face. While speaking about the rumors of plastic surgery, he said, "Starting from the top, she's had a bunch of Botox so her forehead doesn't move at all. Her upper eyelids are also significantly dropped, what we call ptosis, and should be fixed. The cheeks are way too filled with filler, and she might have had too much buccal fat pad reduction to narrow her face too. The lips are also out of proportion and too big for her." Although not everyone was willing to criticize Madonna, another person commented on her Instagram photo shoot and said, I came across her IG today and I have been reading the comments on every post she makes, and I came to the conclusion that y'all are sick. Why are you so mad because she got surgery or whatever with her own money? And what if she uses filters on her own face and posts them and her own account? Like, can y'all go get a life or something? If you don't like it, then don't follow.